What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of B to Z. Today we're going to do a cutout inside a shed. I'm inside the shed now, and apparently there was a beehive in here underneath the floor, and they had gone away is what they think, and then maybe like 6-7 months later they're just creating a nuisance where they've been unable to cut around their shed, and their lawn guys won't cut around the shed, so it's kind of really overgrown right now. Stick with us, we'll go ahead and cut this out and give these bees a new home, and maybe they'll give us some honey. I can drop off some honey to the owners of the shed. We'll see. Don't forget, like and subscribe. All right, so we got this shed here, maybe like 8 foot. Looks like they got a little entrance here for the bees. There. They cleaned out most of this for me, just swept it and stuff. Looks like there's a 2x4 that runs right through the middle, so I'm gonna drill a hole on one side of the 2x4 and drill a hole on the other side. We're gonna stick a scope camera down there, see where they're at, and then we'll go from there. She says that there's another entrance on the side here, and I did see a few bees come through here. There it is. I see a few more coming. So either that's a really small hive, or they're just using that as a secondary entrance. I don't really see very many bees coming out of there. The majority of the bees are coming out of Alright, so we're going to get to it. I'm going to drill a couple of holes and see where they're at first. We have this endoscope that we're using, so what we did is that we drilled a couple of holes. One here, one here, one here. This hole was pretty dry. This hole was pretty dry. This one, when we drilled it, it was wet. You can see it's wet. So I'm thinking honey there. So when we put the camera in there, the camera's getting all blurred from the honey, but yeah, there's the honey. There's the bees. They're already fixing it up and cleaning it. So that's where they're at. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this section right here, and then kind of go from there. All right.
So might be 2 different hives. They don't seem pretty mean.
They're not mean, but
There's a couple on
all of them, all the comb fell and it smushed.
Oh.
Yep. So hopefully we didn't kill the queen. Alright, so bring a box. Alright, so we got most of it out. We got this big area down. They were all attached to this piece of wood, and once we lifted up the wood, all the comb just fell to the floor, unfortunately, and they all kind of just went flat against each other. So right now we're still taking out some comb. We have we've already rubber bands, a bunch of pieces of comb. We have 1, 2 frames, 3 frames and 4 frames.
That's all bird.
All of it's, most of this is brood. I want to say 80% of it is brood. There's some, maybe like 10% of that is still honey. And then we have a couple of pieces here of honey that we're going to save for the owner that called us out here. Alright, let's see how it goes. Keep on vacuuming. We're using our good old trusty VVAC system. We have the least amount of suction that we can deal with to suction up the bees. We got our VVAC in the deep, 10 frame deep. Our vacuum. And we have a couple extra boxes for the cutting out the comb. We got one in here, we got one outside. And up we go and out. Suction. Nailed it. Ready to suction?
Look at all the robbers.
All right, so we're kind of wrapped up here now. So we had a big robbing situation. We got all the comb out of here. The comb was from end to end over there. And so we got one box of brood, 10 frames of it. I want to say like 80% of it is brood, and the rest there's some honey and nectar and pollen around it, but it's a pretty strong hive. And we still have this entire box here of honey. We're going to share with the homeowners here. And there was a huge robbing situation, and we believe that it's because there's a second hive over here. So there's still an active hive right there. So there's hive number 2. So we'll come back tomorrow and cut this one out. We already stuck the borescope in there, and we definitely saw comb in there. It looks like it's a much smaller hive, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do because it's under a shelf, and the shelf looks like it was put in before the plywood was placed. It's an insulated wall, so there's no way for me to take down that 2x4 without like cutting it out and destroying it. I don't really want to cause that much damage here. I can probably get beneath the shelf and cut the floor just like we did with this other one, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll come back tomorrow with the second BVAC, and hopefully the robbers are gone, which I believe they're from here, and whatever is left over from this initial one we'll just suck into the new hive. So there should probably be hopefully a nice clump here after they clean up all this honey off the dirt here. But we checked in here, we checked in here, and we checked in there. There's nothing there. We drilled a hole on this side, and we put the borescope down there. There's nothing on that side. So it's down there. There's a big shelf there. So I just have to cut the floor on that side to get to that second hive. We'll come back tomorrow in the morning to do that one, as long as the homeowners are okay with it. So. Check out all the honey we get. If I can open it. Just don't want to create a robbing situation here. Again, here's all the honey. We're gonna keep that nice and closed. And we're just wrapping things up now. We got Benicio here. What do you think, Benicio?
It was interesting.
Yeah?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many times did you get stung, man?
Once.
Just once?
Yeah. How many times did you get stung?
0.
Lucky.
I kept my gloves on, kept my PPE on.
Cause you were scared.
I just don't like to get stung, man. But yeah, considering that you're all up in that, and you didn't have your gloves on the entire time, and you don't have anything on right now at all, yeah, I consider these pretty calm bees. Pretty darn calm bees. So we're excited. There's our borescope, Trustable borescope, where you guys are beekeepers and not quite 100% sure where your hives are. Grab yourself a borescope. I've seen other people use infrared cameras too. That works too. This one, take that out. Okay. Okay, first let's put the strap on it. There's one. There's one.
Taking the whole thing out?
No. There, look at that, halfway.
Put it halfway.